This is my westward facing greenhouse. I'm just going to go ahead and open up the flap so we can take a better look. There's Chief. Alright, so up here we've got my Nepenthes bicalcarata. I've had this one about a year now. It wasn't making pictures for a while and really wasn't putting out a lot of leaves, but this recent upgrade I did to the greenhouse seemed to really help it out a lot. And I put out this big leaf right here, and you can see it's got a little developing picture right there in the end. Hopefully that guy turns into a nice big bicalcarata picture. There's my Nepenthes cross Wriggleyana. It's got kind of like a shriveled up little picture on it right there. It's a fun little picture. Doesn't seem to be like doing too much growing right now. Right here I have some Nepenthes attenboroughi seeds, and they haven't really done anything yet. I've just been watering. There's a little bit of algae starting to grow, so maybe a sign life will be appearing soon. Over here I've got some Gracilis by Hizuta, I believe is the name. These are the same age as the Nepenthes attenborohi seeds, so I'm expecting them to be popping pretty soon. Right here is my Nepenthes attenborohi that I got. This is the first one. It's the yellow version. It has a single growth point, and man, this thing has really done some growing. It's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and it really holds onto the pictures well. Right now it's got 1, 2, 3, and then here's the fourth developing. I kind of had to help that one out of the pot a little bit. But yeah, this Nepenthes attenborohi is doing well. Then right here I have my striped form of Nepenthes attenborohi. It doesn't really seem to have any pictures on it right now. They're all kind of like dead and dried, but there are a bunch of little ones in the works. They're fixing to come out. Now this one's got 3 growth points. I got this one recently off of eBay, and it's pretty awesome. It was a little expensive, but I was willing to pay the price because Nepenthes attenborohi is my favorite species. Got a little bit of fly paper just in case, just to monitor the fly populations, make sure it doesn't get out of check. I lost a Nepenthes jamban to fungus gnats one time. That was very upsetting, so I always keep fly paper in the greenhouses now. Here is a Mirabile various globosa by Densiphora by Mirabile various globosa. It's got some neat little pictures on it. It holds a bunch of little pictures at one time, so I'm kind of happy with that. They got a little striping on the peristome, not a lot of crazy picture color, but they're fun. It looks like it's going to be a fast grower too. It's starting to vine. Move these to the side. Here is my Platykyla by Vogelii. Doesn't have any pictures on it. When I first got it, it was making pictures very well, but now it just doesn't seem to be making pictures, and the leaves have actually gotten fuzzy and thin and papery. I'm not really sure like what the deal is with that. Let's see, moving on, here is my Brabidgii by Glandulifera, and it's been making some interesting little pictures. They're starting to get some color. There's one right there that is a little bit newer. It has an interesting shape to it. It's funny how this one plant has 2 different shaped pictures on it, and the leaves are like right next to each other. This is a Sanguinea. I like to give away Sanguineas because they grow fast and they're easy to keep. So this one I'm probably gonna like give to a friend or something. Here's my Surigel Alata. Even though it's just an Alata, this is one of my favorites. I love the picture shape on it, and look at like all the bugs it catches. It catches so many bugs. And then look at the underside of the lid. That is awesome. I love this plant. Awesome plant. And I love the little curl it gets in the stem too. That's really cool. Alright, right here are some seedlings I've been growing for about a year. I started these myself. Here's some jambans. I recently started giving them fertilizer. I'll mix up 1/4 of a foliar dose of Fox Farms Tiger Bloom, and it seems to have everything in it. And I'll put like 1/8 of a teaspoon in a whole gallon of water, and then I'll just give them like a light misting with a spritzer, and they seem to be doing well. And Here's some that I got from Korea that are from a different batch, and they seem to have a little bit of speckling going on some of the little pictures there. These are also doing some more jam bands. And then right here I've got some Inermis by Jacquelinie. They're real slow growers. When I first planted them, like this one had the most prolific offspring. Like they all sprouted, but then they seemed to succumb to like some kind of fungus or something. So I found that with the baby Nepenthes, you really want to continuously replant them. Like once they've been in the media for like a month or two, you definitely want to pop them out and plant them on some fresh sphagnum moss. Now none of these I sterilized. I found with this, when you sterilize the media, you tend to have like overgrowth of contamination. There's a little fungus gnat flying around in here. I gotta figure out where he's coming from and murder that dude. Maybe the Aleda will catch him. Some of the smaller pitchers, especially the basils on some of these, seem to be really good at catching fungus gnats. Right here, this is the first nice Nepenthes I ever got. This is the Burbigiae by Campanulata, and it has never made a picture since the day I got it. I bought it, it had 2 beautiful pictures on it, and it has not pictured since. I've given it all kinds of conditions, highlight, low light, I've kept it in humidity, like I've sprayed it, I've kept the soil saturated, I've let it dry out, I've tried everything with Nepenthes. It's the only one that will not produce pictures. But someday I hope it will. Right here, this is my Talangenses by Gwendolifera. I've had it a fairly long time. It was my first kind of, I wasn't really like too impressed by like what it had going on, but it was like not the most expensive. So like I went ahead and got it, and it turned out to be like a pretty interesting little plant. I like it. Then here is my, this is gonna be a little funny, but this is a, let's see, this is a Veitchii Marood Stripes by Veitchii Candy Stripe. It's a horticultural cross, but it lost its striping on the peristome. I got this one from Dominic Gravine, and it really is one of my favorites. But since it lost the striping, he sent me another plant with it that is also just absolutely beautiful. And I highly recommend you get your plants from Dominic Gravine. He is such a wonderful person and a great salesperson of Nepenthes, and he really cares about them. Then right here is my Rafflegiana by Sibianenses. And it used to have little pictures on it. It hasn't pictured recently. I used to keep it in stronger sun where the leaves were turning red, and it seemed to like that. Right now it's looking a little sparse, but I'll definitely make another video when it gets a few pictures on it. Maybe this little shoot right here will make a nice picture. Now I said at the beginning of the video I had some upgrades to this greenhouse, so I'll go ahead and take you through that. Pardon the mess, I've got to like clean up this area a bit, but right here I have my Inkbird thermostat, and it just kind of maintains the temperature and humidity for me in work 1, which is the cooling side. I've got this turbo fan right here. It's going to blow air up into the greenhouse and hopefully like circulate it around. I've got the temperature probe hanging up there at the top. You can see it up there. And then in work 2, I have my always on humidifier. And right now I have it kind of to a heavy setting just because everything was dry and I was watering everything. I want to get a good saturation in there. But normally I just keep it, I have it off and I just turn it to the very first position, just on. And that will get it up to 90% humidity and keep it there. But I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it back up because I've been wanting to keep it a little bit more saturated at the moment. So then we're going up, I've got this hose going up. You can see I've got my humidity sensor right there, my temperature sensor, and then there's where the humidity comes out of the hose. So yeah, that is my westward facing greenhouse.